to pull out the sirens that were in the background. I live in the city. So we had storm sirens going off in the middle of our interview. And I'm just like, I'm just praying that he'll keep talking. So I'm covering the mouthpiece of my phone so that the recording doesn't pick up too much of the sirens. And I'm just like, keep talking, Richard. It's all good. Just keep talking. So there was a lot of energy generated that night. And that was one of the stories that brought home to me the central truths around all of these stories. Because when I started thinking about it, I realized that the magic that I'd been looking for, this being able to interpret story, was in their stories. It was in every success story I'd ever read. When I looked for themes, I found 5 essential elements true in every single success story I'd ever read, heard, seen, or lived. Now, you want to hear that story? Oh, yeah. You know, what was interesting about these 5 essential elements is I'd covered a lot of them already. I'd stumbled onto a lot of them in the work that I'd been doing. And I know you guys are all about to boil. So I appreciate you hanging with this. Fan away. It won't distract me a bit. And if you want to send a little air my way, that's okay too. Okay, so you ready to write your own success story with these 5 essential elements? Because that's what we're going to spend the rest of our time doing. Number 1, it begins with you. We've covered a lot of that, right? So you'll notice the first thing is that I accept control. Let's look at your story. What does the first line say? If you've got your handout, the story begins on the handout. Somebody read that out loud. What does the first line say? Everybody got it?
My legacy is my story, and I am completely in charge of the plot.
Yes. Verbalize it. Say it out loud. My legacy is my story.
And I'm completely in charge of the plot.
There's a power that happens when we verbalize things, isn't there? Doesn't happen when you just read it, doesn't happen when you just think it. Happens when you say it out loud. My legacy is my story. Exactly. That was that lesson that I had to learn at 14, and again at 15, and again at 16, and again for the next, I don't mind admitting, 33 years. It took me a long time to really grasp this lesson, but it's where success begins. You will never find someone who's been stratospherically